Emma Jones, a young and adventurous writer, found herself consumed by an insatiable curiosity when she discovered an old and worn envelope in her mailbox. The faded parchment and aged creases hinted at its long journey, as if it had traversed through time itself to reach her. With trembling hands, she carefully tore it open, revealing an invitation that would forever alter the course of her life, a ticket to the enigmatic and dreaded event known as the Cursed Carnival, the Carnival of Lost Souls. The words on the invitation were intricately written, seemingly etched onto the paper with an otherworldly ink. The letters danced before Emma's eyes, as if whispering secrets and promising a night of unimaginable horrors. A shiver ran down her spine, but the thrill of the unknown outweighed her trepidation. Determined to uncover the mysteries that awaited her, she made up her mind to attend the carnival. As the sun began its descent beyond the horizon, casting long shadows across the landscape, Emma found herself standing before the entrance of the carnival grounds. The atmosphere was suffused with an unnerving silence, broken only by the distant echo of distorted laughter and the flickering of dimly lit lights. An overwhelming sense of foreboding clung to the air, yet Emma's curiosity propelled her forward. With each step she took, the carnival unfolded before her, revealing a macabre spectacle of twisted rides and peculiar attractions. The air was heavy with an otherworldly energy, as if the very fabric of reality had been stretched thin within these unhallowed grounds. It felt as though she had stepped into a realm untouched by time, where nightmares thrived and dreams were shattered. Emma's gaze was drawn to a carousel, its ornate design adorned with faded paint and weathered wood. She hesitated for a moment, unsure of whether to approach it or turn back. But the haunting melody that emanated from the carousel seemed to beckon her, promising an experience unlike any other. Swallowing her fear, she tentatively stepped onto the carousel, its floorboards creaking beneath her weight. As the carousel began to spin, Emma felt a sudden chill crawl up her spine. The horses that once appeared ordinary and lifeless now morphed into grotesque creatures, their eyes gleaming with an unholy light. Their once vibrant colors had faded into shades of darkness, and their twisted forms exuded an aura of malevolence. Panic surged within Emma's chest as she realized she had become trapped within a nightmarish vortex. The carousel spun faster and faster, blurring her vision and distorting reality. She clutched the wooden pole in the center, desperately trying to maintain her balance as the world around her twisted and contorted. Her heart pounded in her ears, drowning out the haunting laughter that surrounded her. It was as if the very essence of the cursed carnival had seeped into her being, infecting her with its insidious influence. Just as Emma felt her sanity begin to unravel, the carousel screeched to a sudden halt. The air grew still, and she found herself standing once again on solid ground. Disoriented and shaken, she stumbled away from the carousel, vowing never to return. Little did she know that this was only the beginning, a mere glimpse into the horrors that awaited her in the cursed carnival. Emma, her mind reeling from the unsettling encounter with the carousel, stumbled away, her legs barely able to support her trembling frame. The echoes of twisted laughter reverberated through the air, haunting her every step. As the sun dipped lower, casting long shadows that seemed to reach out to her, Emma knew she couldn't escape the pull of the cursed carnival. Reluctantly, she found herself drawn back to the enigmatic realm of nightmares. With a heavy heart, Emma approached the carousel once more. Its presence loomed before her, an ominous sentinel guarding the entrance to an abyss of darkness. The flickering lights above seemed to mock her, casting eerie shadows on the ground below. She hesitated, the weight of her decision pressing upon her like an invisible burden. Yet, driven by an insatiable curiosity and an unyielding determination to unravel the secrets of the cursed carnival, she took a hesitant step forward. As Emma mounted the carousel, a chill wind whispered through the air, causing goosebumps to rise on her skin. The once familiar horses appeared more malevolent now, their grotesque forms exuding an unsettling energy. Their glassy eyes bore into her soul, as if peering into the depths of her darkest fears. The carousel began its macabre dance, slowly at first, but gradually picking up speed, matching the frantic beat of her heart. As the world blurred around her, Emma's senses were assaulted by a cacophony of haunting melodies and distorted laughter. Colors merged into a swirling maelstrom of darkness and despair. She clung to the wooden pole, her knuckles turning white with the intensity of her grip, her body tossed and turned by the relentless spinning. Time lost all meaning as the carousel became a vortex of torment, a portal to a dimension where nightmares roamed free. Emma's vision became a whirlwind of twisted imagery, flickering images of skeletal figures, blood-stained walls, and grotesque creatures that seemed to taunt her with their malevolent grins. The barrier between reality and fantasy shattered, leaving Emma trapped in a perpetual nightmare. Just as her sanity teetered on the edge of oblivion, the carousel screeched to an abrupt halt, jolting Emma back to her senses. She stumbled off the ride, her legs weak and unsteady. The world around her slowly regained its stability, but a lingering sense of dread remained, seeping into the very core of her being. It was as if the carousel had imprinted its curse upon her soul, a mark she could never erase. Emma glanced back at the carousel, its appearance unchanged, yet now she knew its true nature. It was a malevolent force, a harbinger of despair that ensnared unsuspecting souls. The realization struck her like a bolt of lightning. She was trapped within the cursed carnival, its clutches tightening with each passing moment. The grotesque carousel was just the beginning. There were more horrors awaiting her, and there seemed to be no escape. With a heavy heart and a trembling resolve, Emma pressed forward, determined to uncover the secrets that lay hidden within the cursed carnival's twisted labyrinth. Little did she know that each step she took would lead her deeper into the heart of darkness, where the line between life and death blurred, and the true horrors of the cursed carnival would be unveiled in all their soul-rending terror. Emma, her spirit dampened but her determination unwavering, ventured deeper into the cursed carnival, her every step a hesitant dance between fear and curiosity. The flickering lights cast eerie shadows on her path as she weaved through the labyrinth of attractions. The air grew heavy with an oppressive foreboding, as if unseen eyes watched her every move. It was then, amidst the labyrinthine chaos, that she stumbled upon the tent of illusions, an enigmatic structure that seemed to pulsate with an otherworldly energy, beckoning her closer. As Emma entered the tent, a palpable shift in the atmosphere gripped her senses. The air crackled with anticipation, charged with a potent blend of mysticism and dread. The space within was a realm of shadows and whispers, the boundaries between reality and illusion blurring with each passing moment. Dimly lit by a single flickering candle, the tent exuded an aura of secrecy and ancient wisdom. In the heart of the tent, Emma's eyes fell upon a figure shrouded in darkness, an ethereal fortune-teller named Madame Lysandra. The lines etched upon her withered face bore witness to countless years of wisdom and sorrow. Her gaze, penetrating and haunting, seemed to delve into the depths of Emma's soul, unraveling the threads of her past and future. Summoned by an invisible force, Emma approached the small table where Madame Lysandra sat, surrounded by an array of mysterious objects, a crystal ball, a deck of tarot cards, and curious trinkets of forgotten lore. Madame Lysandra's voice, a delicate yet spine-tingling melody, resonated within the tent, as if it carried the weight of prophecies from time immemorial. With a voice that seemed to rise from the depths of forgotten tombs, Madame Lysandra began to reveal Emma's destiny. Her words wove a tapestry of dark premonitions, each syllable tinged with a haunting accuracy that sent chills cascading down Emma's spine. "You have stumbled upon a realm of eternal torment," Madame Lysandra spoke, her voice carrying the weight of ancient secrets. "The cursed carnival has claimed you, binding your soul to an unending cycle of suffering. Escape is but an illusion within its malevolent grasp." Emma's heart skipped a beat, her breath catching in her throat. The words of Madame Lysandra echoed within her, a foreboding prophecy that threatened to consume her hope. The true nature of the curse loomed before her, casting a shadow over her resolve. But within the depths of her being, a spark of defiance flickered, fueled by an unyielding spirit. With a mix of trepidation and determination, Emma thanked Madame Lysandre for her insight, her voice infused with a glimmer of unwavering courage. She left the tent, burdened by the weight of the curse that clung to her soul, yet fueled by a newfound determination to face the horrors that lay ahead. As Emma ventured forth into the cursed carnival, each step she took served as a testament to her unwavering spirit. Madame Lysandre's words echoed in her mind, a constant reminder of the dire fate that awaited her. Yet, her resolve burned brighter than ever, fueled by a stubborn defiance against the forces that sought to ensnare her. With each passing moment, the tent faded into a distant memory, replaced by the looming darkness and twisted nightmares that awaited her in the heart of the cursed carnival. Emma braced herself for the horrors yet to come, her every breath a defiance against the malevolence that sought to claim her. The tent had been but a glimpse into the labyrinth of her own fears, a mere prelude to the true terrors that awaited her within the cursed carnival's unhallowed embrace. Emma pressed forward, her determination unyielding as she navigated the cursed carnival's twisted path. The air grew colder, thick with an oppressive aura that whispered of forgotten horrors. Shadows danced along the dimly lit pathways, taunting her with their elusive forms. Ahead, she beheld the entrance to the maze of nightmares, a labyrinthine maze said to hold the darkest secrets of the cursed carnival. As Emma stepped into the maze, the walls seemed to shift and contort, twisting reality itself. The path ahead became an ever-changing puzzle, designed to confound and disorient. Every step was met with trepidation, for each corner turned led to new horrors that lurked in the shadowed recesses of the maze. The echoes of her footsteps reverberated through the maze, amplifying the unease that settled deep within her. Whispers, barely audible, brushed against her ears, filling her mind with chilling uncertainty. She felt as if unseen eyes watched her, their gaze filled with malevolence. Visions assailed Emma as she ventured deeper into the maze, horrific apparitions that clawed at her sanity. Phantasmal figures reached out with ethereal hands, their desperate moans echoing through the twisted corridors. Blood-stained walls dripped with the remnants of past victims, serving as a grim testament to the cursed carnival's insatiable hunger. Time lost all meaning within the maze, as if it existed outside the boundaries of the mortal realm. Minutes stretched into eternity, and Emma's weary steps became a relentless march against the encroaching darkness. Despair threatened to consume her, but she clung to a flicker of hope, a stubborn flame that refused to be extinguished. With each dead end and false path, Emma's resolve grew stronger. She refused to succumb to the maze's twisted design, determined to find an escape from the cursed carnival's clutches. Every wrong turn only fueled her determination to unravel the mysteries that held her captive. As Emma reached a particularly treacherous junction, the wall seemed to close in, squeezing the breath from her lungs. Panic threatened to overwhelm her, but a glimmer of intuition urged her to trust her instincts. She made a decisive choice, turning left where others had turned right, and a path opened before her, a path that led deeper into the heart of the maze. Her pulse quickened as she neared the center, a foreboding anticipation mingling with her determination. It was there that she encountered a macabre sight, a chamber of horrors, where nightmares materialized with chilling realism. The air grew heavy with a palpable malevolence as she stepped into the chamber, the walls closing in behind her. In that claustrophobic space, Emma faced her darkest fears. She confronted phantoms of her past, relived moments of paralyzing terror, and faced her deepest regrets. The very essence of her being was laid bare before the grotesque theater of the cursed carnival, each torment a twisted reminder of her vulnerability. With every ounce of strength, Emma fought against the onslaught of her own nightmares, refusing to surrender to the torment. But as her energy waned, the horrors grew stronger, their hold on her psyche unyielding. She knew then that escape was an illusion, a cruel mirage that danced just beyond her grasp. In a final act of defiance, Emma mustered her remaining courage. With a scream that echoed through the chamber, she confronted the embodiment of her fears, her voice filled with a defiant resolve. But her cries fell upon deaf ears, swallowed by the abyss of the cursed carnival's eternal night. Emma, battered by the horrors of the maze of nightmares, emerged from the chamber of torment, her spirit battered but unbroken. The path ahead led her deeper into the cursed carnival, towards the enigmatic puppet master's lair, the heart of the malevolence that gripped the realm. As she approached the lair, an eerie silence enveloped the air, suffocating the echoes of her footsteps. The atmosphere grew thick with a sense of anticipation, as if the very fabric of the carnival held its breath. Emma's heart pounded in her chest, each beat a drumroll of trepidation. The doors to the puppet master's lair creaked open, revealing a dimly lit room. The air smelled of dust and decay, an ancient scent that clung to the forgotten corners of time. Emma cautiously stepped forward, the weight of the cursed carnival's gaze upon her. Within the lair, an army of lifeless puppets stood in rows, their painted faces frozen in eternal smiles. Their glassy eyes gleamed with an unholy light, following Emma's every movement with a haunting intensity. A shiver ran down her spine as she realized that these were not ordinary puppets, they were conduits of malevolence, vessels for the puppet master's twisted power. A voice, velvety yet laced with a sinister edge, reverberated through the room. "Welcome, dear Emma," it hissed, its source hidden within the shadows. "You have wandered far, seeking answers in the depths of my cursed carnival. But be warned, there are no answers, only the sweet embrace of eternal suffering." The puppet master emerged from the darkness, a figure clad in tattered garments, his face obscured by a mask of porcelain. His presence exuded a palpable aura of malice, as if the very essence of the cursed carnival flowed through his veins. He raised his hands, and the puppets stirred to life, their movements unnaturally fluid and graceful. The puppet strings snaked through the air, their invisible tendrils wrapping around Emma's limbs, binding her in place. She struggled against the invisible restraints, her heart racing with a mix of fear and defiance. But the puppet master only laughed, a chilling sound that sent shivers down her spine. "Now, dear Emma," the puppet master taunted, his voice dripping with sadistic delight, "let us see how you dance to my strings." The puppets closed in, their sharpened limbs glinting in the dim light. With every movement, they tore at Emma's flesh, their claws leaving trails of blood in their wake. Pain coursed through her body, her screams of agony echoing through the lair, but the puppet master reveled in her torment. As Emma's strength waned, the room spun with a sickening dizziness. The puppet strings tightened their grip, suffocating her will to fight. With one final act of defiance, she summoned every ounce of her fading resolve, her voice trembling but resolute. "Even in the face of your cruelty," she spat, "I refuse to be your puppet. I will not surrender to your cursed carnival." The puppet master's laughter filled the room, a chorus of wicked glee. "Oh, dear Emma," he sneered, "your defiance is but a fleeting spark in the face of eternity. You will dance to my tune, whether willingly or not." As Emma's vision blurred and her consciousness faded, she knew that her struggle was in vain. The puppet master had claimed another victim, adding her to his macabre collection of lost souls. The cursed carnival's grip tightened, its legacy of suffering perpetuated with every passing day. Emma's consciousness flickered in and out, trapped between the realms of pain and darkness. She awakened to find herself suspended in an ethereal void, a realm devoid of light and hope. The puppet strings that had bound her now melded into her very essence, forever linking her to the cursed carnival. In this timeless abyss, Emma became aware of the countless souls trapped alongside her, their anguished whispers reverberating through the void. They were the lost ones, the victims of the cursed carnival who had succumbed to its insidious power. Together, they formed a spectral congregation, forever condemned to suffer the torments of the carnival. Time lost all meaning as Emma's existence became intertwined with the eternal curse. Days blended into nights, seasons merged into an endless cycle of despair. The once vibrant writer now faded into a mere shadow of her former self, her essence drained by the relentless grip of the carnival's malevolence. In the darkness, fragments of memories haunted Emma's shattered psyche. Images of laughter and joy transformed into twisted nightmares, reminders of a life that once held promise and purpose. The weight of her unfulfilled dreams crushed her spirit as the cursed carnival fed off the flickering remnants of hope. But amidst the desolation, a spark of defiance remained. Emma's will to resist the curse flickered like a dying ember, refusing to be extinguished. She clung to the remnants of her resolve, determined to break free from the eternal prison that held her captive. With every ounce of strength, Emma summoned the fragments of her creativity, fashioning stories within the confines of her mind. Words became her sanctuary, a realm where she could momentarily escape the clutches of the cursed carnival. Through her tales, she wove threads of hope and resistance, even as the darkness threatened to consume her. But the carnival was relentless, its influence seeping into every crevice of her imagination. The stories that once breathed life now twisted into narratives of horror and despair. Her written words became echoes of her torment, manifesting as nightmares that consumed her from within. In this desolate existence, Emma glimpsed others like her, lost souls trapped in their own eternal nightmares. They reached out to one another, forging a fragile connection in their shared suffering. Together, they sought solace in their collective defiance, their whispered vows echoing through the void. Amidst the eternal despair of the cursed carnival, a flicker of hope began to stir, radiating its light within the suffocating darkness. It spread like wildfire, a whisper carried on the winds of the ethereal void, weaving its way through the fabric of their desolate existence. Emma and the other lost souls, bound by their shared suffering, discovered a resilience that defied the carnival's relentless grip. They harnessed the fragments of their strength, forged an unbreakable bond, and united against the malevolent force that sought to consume them. In the depths of their collective agony, they unearthed forgotten knowledge, ancient lore that held the key to liberation. They delved into the recesses of their nightmares, uncovering relics and deciphering enigmatic rituals that whispered of salvation. Guided by their determination and a glimmering beacon of hope, they ventured closer to the heart of the cursed carnival, a formidable stronghold pulsating with dark energy. With every step, their unity grew stronger, their shared defiance resounding through the ethereal realm. In a daring act of rebellion, Emma and her newfound allies confronted the puppet master, the orchestrator of their suffering. Their eyes blazed with a fierce determination, their spirits ablaze with the burning flame of resistance. Together, they unleashed the full force of their collective will, shattering the strings that had ensnared them for so long. A cataclysmic clash ensued, as the power of the cursed carnival collided with the unwavering resolve of the lost souls. Light and shadow clashed, intertwining in a cosmic battle that shook the very foundations of the malevolent realm. As the puppet master's mask shattered, a frail and desperate being emerged, his dominion weakened in the face of their unified defiance. Their rebellion reverberated through the lair, resonating with a crescendo of triumph. With a surge of ethereal energy, the cursed carnival crumbled into fragments of forgotten memories. The grip of its malevolence shattered, releasing the lost souls from their spectral torment. Like ethereal whispers, they faded into the boundless expanse, finding solace and serenity at long last. The cursed carnival, once an infamous symbol of dread and despair, became a mere echo in the annals of time. Its name was relegated to cautionary tales, shared in hushed voices to dissuade the curious and protect the innocent. Emerging from the realm of darkness, Emma carried with her the scars of her ordeal, a testament to her resilience and indomitable spirit. The knowledge she acquired during her struggle became a guiding light, illuminating the path for those who ventured into the shadows. With renewed purpose, Emma pledged to share her story, to warn others of the dangers that lurked in the depths of the human psyche. Her words became a beacon of hope, reaching out to those who faced their own battles against the darkness, offering solace and guidance. And so, the curse of the cursed carnival was finally broken, its reign of terror vanquished. Its memory lingered as a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the power of unity. The tale of the cursed carnival would forever be etched in the annals of horror, a reminder that even in the face of the most malevolent forces, there is always a glimmer of hope, waiting to be discovered and kindled into a flame that can conquer even the deepest abyss.